freezed us or inquisitioned us. Boom. MTG Burning Trees! Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the Abram special. Okay, what about this one? What about this one? What about this one? Yeah, what about it? Doesn't have a payoff spell. We have a Geo Surge. I would keep it though, because this one you could just go land go. Draw, land go, or I guess you would play the Ornithopter, go. Play a Memnite or an Ornithopter, go. Mox, go. Attack scene, draw a card. Go. Hey! That was awful. We didn't get there. Okay, Mirror Battlesphere. With a... Oh, is this gonna work? Geosphere. Geosurge, excuse me. And the Battlesphere in one hand. Let's see if it gets there. So, land drop. Go. Ugh. Too late, man. Alright. No, it's not getting there. Okay, a Thopter. A Geosurge. Simian. Okay, we're off to the races. So, Simian... Simian... Tap this. Ritual, Metamorphose, draw a card. Oh, actually, we could have spliced rituals, couldn't we? Yeah, Desperate. I don't know if I had enough mana to do that, though. Every 6 hands, you get 8 to 10. Turn 1, 8 to 10 goblins. The other 5 are auto losses. Says Return to the Beard. I don't have time to watch today. I just found out I could turn off the email notifications, and I watch your stream enough to where I should have followed on the next time. Oh! Okay, MTG. Well, I'm glad you finally followed. And you can turn off those notifications. I guess I don't mention that to you guys. So some people might not follow because they don't want the Twitch spam. That's reasonable. That's really reasonable. I hadn't thought about that being a reason why people wouldn't want to follow Burning Trees. Eggs, we need to brew eggs. I am not the person to talk about eggs, mistress. What about this hand? We draw a card. Okay, we made a goblin. Okay, see that? You see that? Uh-huh. Okay, yep. Alright, and we're dead. Okay. What about this one? We drew a card. Okay. Drew another card. Yeah. And we have a goblin, and we played a land, and then we lose. This deck is fun. Alright, this hand seems like it's going somewhere. Okay, so Citadel, Mox, Thopter. We made a dude. 1, 2, 3, man. One short of them empty. Come on. Draw a card. Nope. Plunge, we got there. Eggs is a way to fix that, even if it's not great. Oh, dreams waiting to happen. Thank you. That is a better way to put it. Alright, so we have Metalcraft, but no Mox to benefit. Unfortunately. I would maybe keep this though. Hey, got there. So, storm count would be. Like, all we do is just play Citadel Pass, and you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 mana, 2, 3 mana. Metamorphose, draw a card. Did we get the 4th mana? Oh, we didn't get the 4th mana. Man. Desperate. Okay. Oh, you would just cast Metamorphose there. You wouldn't cast the ritual, excuse me. You just cast Metamorphose. Next turn we would get there. There's a ritual. Make goblins. What about this hand? Okay, Mountain Probe. Let's see. Chancellor. Okay. And then what? A land. And then what? A Purge. Plunge. And then what? Ritual? Battlesphere. Okay, didn't do anything. God, this deck is awful. I love it. Can we make this thing better? That's way too many Battlespheres. Needs more land. Yeah. Just a bunch of arbitrary fetches could be fine. Just to fill out the mana base a little bit. Could do like 2 mountains to 4 fetches, a 2 to 4 ratio. Is it horrible? Or a 3 to 3 split might be better. You can make more land drops that way. Just a bunch of arbitrary fetch. Have I brewed a working Belcher deck for Modern? Belcher was straight up better since Pirate Metal Troy. It wasn't working though, Pirate. We could try building it again. I mean, the problem is, if Geosurge could facilitate the Belcher all the way through, I'm with you. We need to think of another clever way. I don't think the Chancellor is necessarily wrong, though. We could run a maximum of 3 mountains. Even if we went back to Belcher. You probably want to run no more than 2, maybe 1. Because of the way that we could. I'm willing to see this through. I'm willing to see it through. We just have to make it work. I think the Chancellor of the Forge is already in a better direction than the other Chancellor, because the other Chancellor was forcing us to go off all, whereas this one. Now, the Lotus, I think Lotus Bloom is an auto-include, but what should the other cards have been? We couldn't figure it out, what the last little bit was supposed to be. I think Lotus Bloom is an auto-include. I think the problem we're experiencing is getting the Metalcraft and going high enough to activate the Belcher. Getting to 7, very difficult for us. Could we go off in parts? Could we go off halfway and cast the Belcher and then activate it? Is there a way to make the activate cost on this cheaper? Is that reasonable? So I'm going to try to find a way for us to net mana. What cards kill Belcher? The same cards that are going to kill the Mirror Battlesphere. Like main deck Kolaghan's Command. Thoughtseize can strip it from your hand, but Inquisition can't. These are both Inquisition resilient, which is nice because that's one of the best hand hate spells right now, just because of burn, keeping Thoughtseize honest. That's really the only thing keeping Thoughtseize honest right now is burn or other aggressive strategies. Go for 4 mana on turn 1, activate turn 2. Yeah. Is Belcher stronger than dealing infinite damage with Pyrite? I don't really want to play eggs though, Mistress. No offense. I'd rather try to build this, because it hasn't really been done, I don't think, successfully. Maybe there's a new card coming out in Origins, or just maybe there's a new card coming out that could make this work that nobody's thinking about. It's very possible. They have Origins up on here yet? They should. They don't. Magic Origins, there we go. Let me just look around, let me fish around, and maybe even the new set coming out, you know, Zendikar, Return to Zendikar, it could be something. Just looking around, something that catches my eye. If you play 2 colors, you can run Pentad just to store mana for later, says Villager. Storing mana is fine, but we're really not that kind of deck. I've heard about that version Ors Moto. I wasn't trying to build it. But I've heard of that. I've heard of people doing that. They play fetch. They play like land, Braid of Fire, so Spaceman Spiff. That is a pet card of mine. The problems with Braid though are Braid would be a way to activate the Belcher, but it's not a way to cast the Belcher. And I don't really have a good way to capture the mana from Braid of Fire. There really isn't anything other than like that like 5 mana artifact. Unless you ran something really bad like don't get me wrong, I liked Braid of Fire. Yeah, I mean, we're not having trouble necessarily getting the Belcher out. We're having... Yeah, you have to use Leyline Anticipation. Shared Animosity for Goblins. Isn't that one enchantment? That's that enchantment, right? Yeah, this thing, 3 mana. It's close. It's close to the Belch. I mean, we want to turn 3 Belch, which would be suspending Lotus Bloom turn 0 or having a whole bunch of mana. Lotus Bloom's how you activate Belch, it says Return of the Beard. Yeah, that's true. I already think we have too many lands in this thing, though. What's up, Coolius? Yeah, we're working on it, Coolius. Maybe you got some good ideas. I think this might be too many mountains. I think it might hurt us. You could run filler to make it more consistent. You could run the street wraiths. You can run a playset of street wraith, and then you're only looking at like... I'd rather not run this many mountains. I'd rather not run any lands, to be honest with you, because there is always the chance that it makes you brick on this. Unless you have something like Land Grant. Isn't Modern Belcher typically green? Yeah, Coolius, there was the... I just don't like it. It just doesn't feel very fast. It feels very sluggish. The one where you're just, like, using weird things like Caravan Vigil, etc. I understand that people have tried that, but it's a more grindy turn 4 or later Belcher. I was trying to do a turn 3 or less Belcher. Coolius. Is there a way that we could make the Belcher activation cheaper, or... Get Cantor back in here? This is Pirate? I don't know if I like Cantor. Wow, the only reason I was running Wild Cantor before, of Training Grounds, I thought that only works on creatures. I don't think that works on an artifact. This is not a creature. Interview went okay, Kiwi. Thanks for asking. Activated abilities of creatures. It's creatures. It went okay, Kiwi Splat. I gotta call him and gotta meet with him again before we know for sure. I think I entered okay. Spend this only to... something like that. Maliki! Thanks for the follow. I think I pronounced that wrong, but spend only to... Okay, so we got Geosurge. Yep, we're already aware of Geosurge. Although it doesn't work with the Charbelcher like we want it to, unfortunately. Oh, you know what? We're not on this. We're not on that card anymore. Oh, we already cut them. Yeah. Let's see, format. Modern. What do you got for me? Vidalcan Engineer.